One little thing, I mean, Scarfo could turn on you in a minute. I mean, we all were afraid, you know, we followed the rules. As long as you followed the rules, you were okay. But if he didn't like somebody, that was it. There was no nonsense. Dead.
What Scarfo lacks in height, he makes up for in violence. Within the first year of his reign, 9 people are murdered. 2 in retaliation for Phil Testa's death.
The Scarfo murder was a calling card. If you annoyed him, aggravated him, you're likely to get popped. And that destabilized the whole organization.
There was no regard to honor except for his. Everything centered around him. He was a totally self-centered, egotistical maniac.
In a 91-time interview with former soldier turned informer Nicholas de Croix-Caramondi, interviewer Richard Bihar refers to Nicodemo Scarfo as the most vicious mob boss of his generation. He proceeds to ask Caramondi about working under him, as well as the killing of Salvatore Testa. You helped kill Salvatore Testa, the youngest mafia capo in America. One of your best friends. How could you do such a thing? Well, it's the name of the fucking game. If you're a gangster, you gotta be a fucking gangster. You never know who you're gonna be told to kill in this fucking borgata. An order is a fucking order. But I used to get nightmares over Salvi. I'd wake up in cold sweats, screaming his fucking name. This went on twice a week for 3 fucking months. It was fucking awful. We killed him in a candy store, and I helped to drag his body out. Threw him on a road in Jersey and left him in a ditch with a blanket wrapped around him. I seen his face when I turned the car around. I see some water in your eyes. Is that remorse? Yeah, I really liked him. He was a good fucking guy. There was no fucking reason to kill him. I wanted to tell this guy so fucking badly to take the fuck off. But what was I fucking gonna do, huh? It was kill or be killed. There's no... Come on. I love the kid. You gotta do it. It's a fucking order. This thing comes first. Salvi figured by marrying the daughter of the underboss, Chucky Merlino, he'd be right there near the fucking top. But she was a spoiled fucking brat, and a few months before the wedding, he backed the fuck out. When Salvi backed out, he signed his own death warrant. It was a blow to the underboss. It was the ultimate fucking insult. Chucky had to do something. He goes to Scarfo. It appears to me that this guy wants to take over your position, boss. I mean, he disrespects you. He disrespects me. He disrespects my daughter.
Salvi Testa is the late Phil Testa's son and one of Scarfo's captains. Fellow mobsters see him as a future high flyer. Salvi has killed over 10 men for Scarfo, and the mob boss holds him in high esteem. Salvi plans to marry the daughter of Scarfo's underboss. The new Don gives the couple his blessing and plans an extravagant wedding.
The wedding was already set up. They were going to have Michael Jackson come and sing at this hotel, 700 guests.
But Salvi gets cold feet and calls the wedding off. Nicky Scarfo is furious.
Salvi Testa had embarrassed my underboss. He embarrassed me. You can't have that. What kind of respect is that? But the real reason was that Scarfo was worried that Salvi Testa was gaining too much of a following within the organization, very charismatic, a young kid, and he was worried about him as a rival.
Salvatore Testa's fall from grace in the spring of 1984 did not go unnoticed within the Philadelphia underworld. The first sign came during a benefit dinner for a local charity at Palumbo's restaurant in South Philadelphia. Nicky Scarfo took a table for himself and his top associates at the event. Salvatore Testa was told to sit somewhere else. About a month later, Scarfo and his entourage took a trip to Puerto Rico. Salvi was not invited. By then, Salvatore Testa realized something was off. Scarfo would be in one part of the room. Salvi and his friends would be on the other side. They acted as if they didn't even know that the other was there. The 1984 Wall Street Journal article, coupled with a possible Testa Merlino union, made Scarfo see Salvi as a threat to his power. Both Chucky and Salvi loved my uncle. They were both loyal. They would have never gone against him. But he had it in his head that Salvi marrying Chucky's daughter meant they were teaming up to eventually challenge him.
Scarfo wants Salvi dead. He orders Nick the Crow Caramondi to make the hit.
I got nightmares over him because he was a true mafioso. I mean, they didn't come any better than him. And I really didn't want to see him go, but, you know, that's the way it was.
Out of loyalty to his blood oath, Caramondi follows orders. But Salvi Testa is no easy target. He's understandably nervous.
When he used to come around, he used to shake my hand and like sort of feel me down to see if I had a peach. He'd hug me and then with his hand feel me right down to the waist.
Part of the problem was Salvi. He was a difficult target, always on the alert, and those stalking him knew he'd be willing to shoot back. And it's a little tough for us. We couldn't station ourselves in front of Salvi's house and wait for him to come out. I mean, he's gonna know we're the guys that's gonna do the fucking shooting. And as he looks the field over, the guys around him, he sees Joe Punch, his best friend, and Gino Milano. But these guys weren't told about it. The only people who knew were Nicky and Chucky, Philip and Lawrence, Charlie White, Fafi, Tommy, and me. For the next 5 months, Nick the Crow Caramondi, Charles Zianich, and eventually several other members of the family stalked Salvatore Testa, looking for the right time and the right place to kill the mob prince. Attempted hits were set up to kill Salvi at various locations, including a South Philadelphia health club where he worked out, mobster Fafi Inarella's house, where a baby shower had been scheduled, a mob gathering at Tommy Del Giorno's condominium on the Ocean City Boardwalk, aboard Salvi's boat, which was docked in Ventnor, and an exit ramp in Northfield, New Jersey, coming off the Garden State Parkway. Caramondi considered the Pier 30 Tennis Club, down by the Delaware River waterfront, where Salvi played on a regular basis. But he rejected that spot as too risky. He looked at Salvi's girlfriend's apartment and the neighborhood around it, at a vacant store at 9th and Christian, where Salvi was building a new clubhouse, and at a barbershop owned by Salvi, frequented by many mobsters. Nicky, Philip, and Lawrence used to come up from Atlantic City every 10 days or so to get their haircut. Tommy thought about killing Salvi there. Me and Charlie had guns and a car ready. We were supposed to walk in and blast him, but they couldn't get him there. This guy was a fucking ghost. Joe Pongiatore was Salvi's best friend out of all the fellas. He's also a made guy and was one of Salvi's top guys. There was no way Salvi was not coming to that fucking funeral parlor. Chucky had gotten involved in the planning of Salvi's murder. He decided he wanted to bang him right there in a funeral parlor at the fucking wake. He wanted Tori Scafidi, this kid who hung around his son Joey, to be the shooter. But Salvi knows about funeral parlors. We were gonna shoot Sonny Riccobini in one. Scarfo and his crew, many of whom were embroiled in their own legal battles in the courts, had no choice but to call off the hit. Now it's time to leave, and they have a receiving line outside for the Pongiatore family, and we all go through it together, one at a time, the whole mob, all of us. As we're going through the line, the guys are gathering near our car so they can get to greet my uncle and Chucky, the boss and the underboss, as a sign of respect. All the guys were there, and all the way at the end of this line was Salvi. He was standing right next to the limousine we drove up in. We're hugging and kissing everybody, and we're now coming up to Salvi. Chucky, he grabs both of Salvi's cheeks, kisses him, square on the fucking mouth. Salvi knew after that my uncle was going to kill him. There was no more room for doubt. Right before Phil Testa died, we were having dinner, and he took turned to my uncle. I'll never forget it. He says, "Nick, if God forbid something were to happen to me, please, you be sure to take care of Salvi. God forbid that would happen. God forbid. He's my godson, Philip. I would treat Salvi as one of my own." That kept replaying over and over in my head when he said he would treat Salvi as one of his own. Mark, Chris, Nicky Jr. Now he's gonna have Salvi killed. My mother used to call him Adolf behind his back. That's how bad it was. Scarfo decided it was time to ante up. He called for a meeting with Tommy Del Giorno to discuss a revised plan to murder Salvi Testa. My uncle tells Tommy, "Give the order to Joe Punch." I told him that we were going to kill Salvi and that he had to help us in setting him up. He was upset about it, naturally. He said he thought everything was settled, that everything was all right. I said, obviously, everything is not all right. He was left without a fucking choice. If Joe had said no, him, Blonde Babe, his brother Ralph, Tony, all dead. This was a fucking order. You know what I mean? I mean, who the fuck is he gonna complain to? And if he even said one fucking word to Salvi, one fucking iota, he would have been dead. He knows that. He knows this fucking game. What is he gonna fucking do? Who is he gonna beef to? Now, Tommy, Joe Punch, and Salvi are in the numbers business and the sports business together. They're going to get Joe Punch to take him to Tommy's house, where I would be hiding behind the cellar door. I'd come out, shoot Salvi in the fucking head at the kitchen table. When we told Joey Punch about the plan, he said, "I don't know if I can get him here, but I'll try. He's been acting funny." Throughout that summer, the schemes continued, as Salvi traveled back and forth between his home in South Philadelphia and his place at the shore, often with Joey Punch serving as driver and bodyguard. The plotting and scheming had begun to take its toll. Ponchatori lost 30 pounds over the course of the summer, as one after another plan was set up, then abandoned. Caramondi, Ianich, Del Giorno, and Inarella, who were supposedly in charge of the hit, were getting constant complaints from Merlino, Scarfo, and Leonetti. It was constant fucking tension. There were a lot of fucking attempts on this guy. We were in the casino, either the Playboy or the Sands, me and Charlie. We're sitting there with our fucking guns, looking to shoot this fuck. Right there. Right in the fucking casino. That's how fucking desperate we were near the end. Tommy was supposed to bring him, but Salvi didn't show. This fuck. He didn't trust no place and nobody. Except his best friend, Joe Punch. I remember that whole summer. Sal was on edge. He knew something was up. He just didn't know what it was. Maybe it was dumb luck, or maybe it was his guile, cunning, and innate sixth sense about the ways of Cosa Nostra. Whatever the reason, Salvatore Testa outmaneuvered those plotting his death. He didn't show up for meetings. He skipped dinner appointments, varied his routine, and when he did see fellow mobsters, he'd shake their hands, pull them in close, feeling for guns. He was cautious. He trusted no one. By late August, the frustrated crew thought they finally had Testa set up. Caramondi said Joe Punch lured his friend to the Too Sweet Candy Shop on Passyunk Avenue, where Salvatore Torres Graffiti waited with a .38 caliber pistol. Salvi did come into the store, but he walked out before Torre could shoot him. Joe Punch then brought Salvatore Wayne Grande and his brother Joseph into the conspiracy. This was the plan. Joey Punch was gonna pick Salvi up at his house, 2117 Porter. When he got there, he was gonna act really fucked up. He's gonna say Wayne Grande messed up 10 grand of his money. He wants to get it straightened out. He's gonna tell Salvi that Grande would be at this candy shop on Passyunk Avenue. So, at 12 o'clock that day, Joey Punch goes by Salvi's and tells him what happened. Wayne Grande messed up his money. He wants it straightened out right a fucking way. Salvi falls for the whole fucking story. September 14th, 1984. Salvatore Testa and Joseph Puntatore arrived at the Two Sweet Candy Shop shortly before 1 p.m. The store, which was about 2 blocks from the clubhouse at Kamak and Moore, was being renovated. Wayne Grande and his brother Joe were already there when both men walked in. Salvi greeted each of them with a handshake. Salvi had a way of shaking your hand, frisking you at the same time. Salvi starts to walk towards the back room where he, Joe Punch, and Wayne Grande would meet to discuss the money problem. At that moment, Wayne slips behind Salvi, reaches under a pillow on the sofa in the front room, pulls out a .22 caliber revolver. Wayne Grande fires a single shot behind Salvi's ear. The Crown Prince of Philadelphia drops like a rock to the ground. Grande stands over the fallen mall prince, pumps another bullet into his brain. The Grande brothers and Joseph Puntatore drag the body behind the sofa, cover it with a sheet, and take off, locking the door of the sweet shop behind them. Joe Grande heads back to the clubhouse, where he meets Caramondi. It's done. It's over. He's dead. So now me and Charlie, we call Chucky Merlina. We say to him, Chucky, we gotta see ya. That's good. It's about fucking time. You guys know what you gotta do. You get in touch with Tommy. Caramondi said he, Charles Ianich, and Tori Scafidi were assigned to dispose of the body. We call Tommy and tell him that we're gonna go to Jersey to find a spot to dump the body that night. We drive to Jersey. We get off at Sicklerville Road in South Jersey. We find what's like a sand trap about 4 or 5 miles up the road. We said the spot was as good as any. This is where we'll bring him tonight. We drive the van right in front of the candy shop and park it. That night, I pick up Tori and Charlie in my car and take them to the store. I ride around for a few minutes, make sure everything is okay, and then wait for Charlie to give me the signal. 25 minutes later, Charlie comes out. We drive over the Ben Franklin Bridge and head to Sicklerville Road. My job was to drive the crash car in case the van got stopped on the way, in case a fucking cop car stopped them. I was to smash into the fucking cop car so they could get away. Fucking cops.
2 bullets to the back of the head, and Salvi Testa is dead. His body is dumped by the side of a country road in New Jersey. A growing media frenzy catapults the citizens of Philadelphia into the violent world of the once low-lying mafia. This is real-life drama, and the set is right on the public's doorstep.
It is very much a soap opera in Philadelphia. It always has been. And if they weren't shooting each other, it would almost be a black comedy. But these guys all got guns and they're all knocking each other off.
So they gave me and my partner the hit on Testa. Now Testa felt some bad vibes because he knew what he did wasn't right, and it was pretty hard to get him because we wanted to shoot him in the store where we hung at. It was pretty hard to go away anywhere because if he saw us, he would have known. he couldn't figure out who was going to do it. So we tried for 6 or 7 months to try to get him. We just couldn't get him.
How did you feel then, knowing that one of your best friends was going to be killed?
I felt sick about it. I felt sick. And I hated, he would hang around with me every day. He would come to the office. It was during the summer. While they were planning to kill him, you know. He got killed in September of '84, but during this time, every day he's at the office and I'm looking at him. And I was getting sick. And I was with him all the time. And we went out to dinner one time. And he changed, she said, Phil, let me sit over there. Because he didn't want his back to the door. So I got up, all right. I said, look, Sal. I said, if something's going to happen, if I see somebody coming, ain't I going to tell you? Somebody's going to come. He says, I know, Phil, but I'm so crazy right now, I don't know how I'm thinking. You know? He was suspicious. He felt like he was going to get killed, but then he thought maybe I won't let nothing happen to him because I could talk to my uncle. He was being really careful.
So anyway, this fella came in the store. He shook his hand. He got up and shook his hand. As soon as he turned around, the fella grabbed the gun and shot him in the head. He went down and shot me again. That night, me and my partner and another, he was a proposed member at the time, helped take the body out. This is like 9 o'clock at night, and we took it like 30 miles and dumped it in Jersey.
Testa's body was found here in the aerial section of Gloucester Township. The body was easily visible from the road, apparently dumped here hastily late last night.
Why couldn't you just say to him, look, you can't do this?
Because he would have killed me, siding with Salvi. If I would have told Salvi to run away, he would have killed Joey Punchator and his whole family, thinking that Joey Punchator told him. He would never expect me to do it. You know, he would trust me too much.
But some of these people must have been your friends.
Oh, some of them. Salvi Testa I loved. I spent almost 2 years with him night and day. And I knew, you know, his loyalty to this thing. And I used to get nightmares over him. I mean, I used to wake up screaming because I just loved the guy. I didn't want to see him die. So many times I wanted to tell him, why don't you leave town? But I couldn't. Every day I was trying to kill him.
He felt good. He looked good. He didn't seem to have anything serious bothering him. Look what happened to him in the past few years. The kid was shot at Virgilio's over parking cars. His mother got sick and died.
Testa funeral procession arrived at St. Paul's Catholic Church in South Philadelphia shortly after 10 this morning. Among those arriving was Testa's sister, his grandmother, and a girlfriend. As a church bell tolled, Testa's casket was carried up the steps. A mass of Christian burial was said. In the homily, the church's pastor said it was Testa's survivors that bear the burden of disturbing rumors and innuendo. Testa reportedly had gone from relative obscurity to being a capo, or captain in the local mob, in just 3 years. According to the FBI, Testa's rise was due to his close relationship with mob boss Nicky Scarfo.
Nick more or less took Salvatore Testa under his wing, almost like a son. They were very, very close.
But sometime in the last 6 months, a strain had apparently developed in that relationship. Scarfo has been notably absent since Testa's murder.
Were you surprised that Mr. Scarfo did not show up at either the viewing or the funeral?
It didn't surprise me. We find of late at these funeral situations, there may be a multitude of reasons why they don't appear. It may be simply that he didn't want to cause that type of notoriety and create a circus-type atmosphere. Then again, it could be evidence of differences between the two of them.
O'Callaghan says it's too early to speculate whether Scarfo's absence is significant. Testa's body was laid to rest following the funeral at a cemetery in Delaware County. A large group of mourners were present at the gravesite. Salvatore Testa was a new breed of organized criminal. He was brash and aggressive. He rose through the ranks quickly. By age 28, he was dead. John Rollins, Channel 6 Action News, South Philadelphia.